of his big league career. He's having one heck of a year. Hopefully he can keep it going tonight against these Cubs.
First pitch up high. We are underway on time at 7:05. And a comfortable 68 degrees at game time. 391 on base for Fukudome. He takes a strike.
Well, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty as we approach September.
Incredible, isn't that?
It's unbelievable. It really is. And my point being that the Cubs are always one of these teams that people keep their eye on. Will they break the curse? Will they win the division? Will they win the wild card? What is it going to be down the stretch? Is it going to be wait till next year? Been too many of those in Cubland, huh?
Indeed, and shallow right field. Eck goes a ways out and makes the catch. So that's the way this one begins. Fukudome pops out to Eckstein. The Padres defense tonight features Headley, Venable, and Blanks in the outfield. How about Kyle Blanks, a guy who had been a first baseman pretty much exclusively throughout his professional career? Has to play the outfield and has done a great job out there.
Corners, he's done a fine job. I've seen him at first base a little bit, very athletic. I like to see him in the lineup every day.
First pitch hacking, Milton Bradley a wave and a miss. The season has been improving for Milton. 263 overall average, but getting 313 in the second half of the season. He spins away from the fastball that apparently grazed him. So a hit by pitch of Milton Bradley.
Yeah, looks like he got the pants. Should give us a better look. Just a little bit. Kind of tough to tell.
Very difficult to tell. So a 1-out hit by pitch puts a man on for Derek Lee. Strike one. 81 RBIs, 8th best in the National League. He had a 7 RBI game on Friday against the Pirates. The second 7 RBI game of the season.
Derek Lee's one of those guys who can have that type of day just because of his raw power and talent and ability. And you get those days at Wrigley Field when the wind is blowing out a little bit. I mean, nothing against Derek Lee because, like I said, he could do it with the wind blowing in.
This guy's one shallow right. Late break. Blank's coming in, though, but he's got time to get there. Bradley stays at first and 2 outs in the Cubs' first inning.
The Cubs are a team that kind of sits back and waits for the long ball, for the big hit, the big inning. You know, they're not going to hit and run a lot. They're not going to steal a lot. They're not going to play small ball.
Why would you play half your games at Wrigley? Kind of cater your team in that direction?
I still think, you know, a lot of speed, a little bit of speed, even if you have it in your lineup, goes such a long way. Even if you play in a bandbox where the ball travels a little bit, it's always nice to have speed at the top of the lineup in the first or second spot.
Speed never slumps, right?
That's right.
I guess it can strain a hammy on occasion.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it doesn't slump. This is a guy who's battled the injury. And really, you could look at this Cubs offense and point to his absence a significant portion of the year as a big reason to why perhaps that they have struggled at times. Dislocated his left shoulder on May 9th. And even though he has come back off the disabled list, no question the left shoulder is not 100%.
Well, the problem when you lose a talent like Aramis Ramirez is it's a one guy out of the lineup you're missing, but it takes more than one guy to make up for those numbers.
Bradley takes off, wave and a miss, throw to second. Great throw, and the tag by Eck. And Bradley is caught stealing for the 3rd time this year to win the inning. Well, they test Hundley early, and again, the Cubs don't do a whole lot of running. And Bradley gunned down. Nobody left on, and the Padres are coming up. In center, Hundley catching and Correa pitching.
Two-time All-Star left-hander Ted Lilly back in the saddle for the Chicago Cubs. He works quickly. When he is healthy, he'll take you deep into a ball game. Fastball, cutter, curveball change. A lot of cut fastballs into the righties, away to the lefties. Missed a lot of time with the left shoulder inflammation. Was placed on the DL July 25th. It was retroactive back to July 21st. So they are really happy to have him back in the rotation. He's on about an 85-90 pitch count tonight.
Ricky ball hit foul over by the Padre dugout. 273 overall batting average. Cabrera, the switch hitter, 246 right-handed, 283 left-handed.
You talk about staying back against a guy like Lilly. He's not going to overpower you. 87 to 89 on the fastball. And you see exactly his game plan. Trying to bury that fastball when he is ahead in the count and on the fists. It is tough to catch up to. After seeing that lollipop curveball, Ted Lilly asking if he can go to his mouth, blow into his hand.
Is it that chilly at 68 degrees?
You know what? It's like jacket weather.
Yeah.
I've got to bring a jacket tomorrow night. We're spoiled.
Much more comfortable than what we experienced in St. Louis the last 3 days. 0-2. Oh, wow. Backdoors at strike three, outside corner.
Backdoor cutter. You know what? He catches it right on the corner. Soto does. Man. If he's got that locked into the right-handed hitters, it's going to be a long night for San Diego Padre hitters.
David Eckstein takes outside. Good trip back to St. Louis for Eck. We've got numerous standing ovations from the Cardinal fans. We also had a nice sit down with the Cardinals GM, and we kind of aired some things out that have been left hanging since David's departure from the Cardinal organization. He's satisfied with that conversation. Pulls it foul past third. ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty in the Padres' first inning. A chopper to the second baseman, Mike Fontenot. 2 outs. Here's the Cubs defense, brought to you by SD Storage, where $1 moves you in. Go to SDStorage.com to find a store near you today. Ramirez at third base missed the last 5 starts due to a sore shoulder and some cold symptoms, but the left shoulder's definitely not 100%, as we mentioned earlier.
Hey, it's one thing having an Adrian Gonzalez jersey, but to have it autographed.
To Grandpa?
Yeah, nice.
Ricky ball strike to Adrian. That average jumps significantly on the road trip. He began the trip hitting .251, comes back hitting .279. And in that mix, a 6-hit game at Milwaukee. Adrian homered each of the last couple of games in St. Louis. Homers in 3 of the last 4 games of the road trip. Fly ball left center field. And Jake Fox, the left fielder. Really just off the DL, looking sharp to start this one for the next one is this Friday, August 21st, day after the game for a Friday fireworks presented by Padres Banking at Bank of America. Top of the second inning. Ramirez was batting. Bradley was caught stealing to win the first. Ramirez, Fox, and Fontenot in the Chicago second. Left side, and Kuz. Couple of steps to his left. Throw hops, throws, 1 out. Well, the deadline for signing the amateur draft picks is still about an hour and 40 minutes away, but those guys can relax. Chief on the left, KT on the right. They have signed their picks. Oh, yeah, they got third overall selection, Donovan Tate.
They got the Blackberries working too, huh? They might need some new keys put on our new phone after this week, burning up the phone lines, and that's good news for the Padres. Getting them into the system, get them going, right?
Yeah, and obviously we haven't seen those players play in person, but from the reports we get, obviously they're young but athletic. There's a, I think we're seeing a philosophy now in the organization. Get some athleticism in the organization. Not that there isn't any, but just get more of it. 1-1 on the left fielder, Jake Fox.
Now all eyes are on the #1 pick overall, Steven Strasburg. What's going to happen with that?
Well, he's on the Washington Nationals. We'll keep an eye on that ourselves, obviously because of the local tie. And again, the deadline is 9 o'clock tonight, Pacific time. Two on Fox. Jumps out of the way of one inside, and it is a full count. Three and two on Fox, one out in the Cubs' second. And he walked him. Well, Tate has signed, but there certainly are others in the first round still left unsigned, including the 2 picks selected ahead of him, as well as the #1 pick, Strasburg. The Giants' top pick, 6th overall, Zach Wheeler, is unsigned. Jacob Turner of Detroit.
You know, clubs really would hate to not have the #1 pick signed, right? In different circumstances, I think, in different representation with those players. And I think this day and age, a lot of player agents, I think, I can't speak for them, but, you know, 95% of them say, you know, I want to sign. They just want to take it to the last minute before the deadline, just like any other, you know, big-time negotiation. You get to the 11th hour, and all of a sudden guys start signing.
Strike on the inside edge to Fontenot. That's the business side of it, obviously, why they hire an agent, but the athlete in them wants to get out and play pro baseball, I would think, most of the time.
Absolutely.
Breaking ball low.
You got to think, you are a select few that are drafted where you are drafted. I'm talking about, you know, first round, even second round. And to get that opportunity, so many factors that are out of your control. Let's say you don't sign. And, you know, high school kid might want to go to college. And you know what? I respect that. To get an education and possibly get drafted a couple years later, or if you go to a JC, you get drafted sooner.
Next swing down and in, 3-1.
But with the money they're shelling out these days, and then guys that don't sign, and then they get in a predicament where they get hurt, and we've heard the stories about that, and then all of a sudden their dream is lost. And it's sad.
I'll be surprised if Strasburg doesn't
sign. Well, I know you and I had a discussion about that earlier before the game.
At the high inside corner, and it's full on Fontenot. Full count, 1 out. Fox at first. We'll see if the Cubs have to start the runner or not. They do. Fouled away left side.
What's the number being tossed around for Steven Strasburg to sign?
Well, you know, I don't know if this was an official number that his agent Scott Boras was throwing around, but the first number that was thrown out there was $50 million.
Now I hear it's around 12.
Well, the previous high was Pryor's deal, which was what? Around that 11 or 12, somewhere around there. And I think the Nationals have given him an offer above Pryor's high number. Not much, but above that.
Right.
Now where $50 million came from him, I guess that's kind of one of those things you just throw a big number out there and see how they react. There goes again, and fouled off. And he lost the glove. An odd looking play.
How did he lose his glove on that one? Did the bat hit it?
Well, that would be catcher's interference.
That was my next point, yeah.
Back to the mound, and Correa taking the out at first. Fox down to second. 2 down. Well, Steven Strasburg played here at Petco Park in April. Against UC Davis.
Good tight breaking ball, good location of the fastball. Kid's in great shape. Good kid. I wish him nothing but the best. I just, I hope he signs. I hope he does.
Soto lines at right field. Blanks makes the running catch. Nice grab by Kyle. Racing to his left.
As we take on the St. Louis Cardinals. And get your own Padres Go Green bag.
Well, fans get a free Padres Go Green bag presented by Cox Channel 4 San Diego. Get your tickets early and save. Go online to Padres.com. First pitch strike to Chase Headley, the cleanup hitter.
These are really nice.
There you go. Yeah, very nice. And you get a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah. Save at, you don't use paper and plastic.
Right. Take him to the grocery store, wherever you're going to go.
You do the shopping in the family?
That would be a no. Breaks his bat, back up the middle.
Oh my gosh, an 18 hopper through the middle. Nicely done.
And Headley singles first San Diego base hit. Okay, not that I'm averse to doing shopping, by the way.
Let's see, off the end of the bat, broken bat, pass Lily. Oh. Man. What the Roger Dorn is going on there?
You love to shop, I know.
I like to shop for clothes.
Right. And obviously hats. Here's the hot hitting Kevin Kuzminoff. His career high 5-hit game at Milwaukee on Thursday got a bit overshadowed by Adrian's 6-hit game the game before. Kuz went 11 for 13 in the series at Milwaukee. No Padre in history minimum of 10 at-bats, has ever had a better series.
That's remarkable. It really is. And when you're talking about Padre history, I mean, let's face it, who did we just work with the last
Tony,
Tony Gwynn. Even Tony Gwynn hadn't put up those numbers in that amount of time.
He was hitting .358 so far in the month of August. Really paying very close attention to Chase. Two balls, no strikes.
Well, Ted Lilly's on the hill tonight. He made a rehab start in Peoria, Illinois. And why am I showing Bob Brenly, the color analyst for the Chicago Cubs?
Yeah, why?
Because Bob Brenly's son, Michael, is a catcher for the Cubs in Peoria, and he caught Ted Lilly in his rehab start. And I talked to Bob before the game. He said, you know what, Lilly went down to A-ball, and he was great. Bobby Dernier is a base running coach. Before the game, he went out with the players to talk about base running. And Michael, Bob's son, said, you know, Lilly was right out there with us. He was shagging in the outfield with us. He sat down with the pitchers on the Peoria Ball Club, was talking pitching with the guys. He went out, pitched his rehab start. He said he was a true professional, and the guys in A-ball, what a treat for them to have a guy like Ted Lilly around the clubhouse and being one of the guys.
They walks Kuzman off. 2-1, nobody out, and Soto wants to talk with Lilly. Well, Peoria is going to get another Cub rehab on Thursday of this week. Carlos Zambrano is going to pitch for Peoria, so I wonder if Bob Brenly's son is going to get to catch Zambrano. Probably so.
Yeah, Bob said he's catching pretty much every day. He'll usually get a day game after a night game off.
By the way, the Cubs are hoping everything goes well that Zambrano will be back pitching in the big leagues a week from tomorrow. Well, after a very rare walk from Ted Lilly, 2-1, nobody out, and Blanks takes low.
I don't think Ted Lilly throws anything straight. You know, he's got that cut fastball that'll try to backdoor to the right-handed hitters. He'll try to put it right under their fists for a grounder, a broken bat grounder. That big looping curveball. Yeah, it's only 81 miles an hour with a little bit of run on it. A little bit of cut.
It's all about the movement.
Absolutely.
Really only averaging about 2 walks per 9 innings.
That's the Metamucil ball. A lot of movement.
Sure you had a couple of spoonfuls this morning. Swung over the top of that, a ball and 2 strikes. Whatever you think of Ted Lilly, the fastball, the cutter, the curve, and the change. Whatever he feels he's got working that night.
Yep.
You're going to see a lot of it.
And for being out as long as Ted was and having that one rehab start, he looks like he hasn't skipped a beat. His location is on. You know, of course, he walked Kuzman off, but doesn't look like he's trying to overthrow.
And on the hands of Blanks, fouled back, still 2-2.
Did you see that radar reading on that one?
That mid-80s? Upper 80s?
90.
90 miles per hour.
But,
wow.
you know, when you look at that cutter he threw, remember I mentioned 81? Or that little slider? Good luck trying to catch up to that heater at 90 in on the fists.
Nobody out, and a 2-2.
Change up.
Takes it outside at 78. Full count. And we retired the side in order in the first.
I think you might see that backdoor cutter right here. Looks like a fastball. That's the outside corner.
That's what he fanned Cabrera on to begin the first inning.
There it is.
And Kyle went around. He chased it. It would have been ball 4. Second strikeout for Lilly, 1 gone in the inning. Big appetite, small budget. Satisfy both with Sequan Casino's incredible all-you-can-eat prime rib buffet now for only $10.
Here's the strikeout. That's either a slider or a bigger cutter, but the same idea. Trying to backdoor it, a little bit of tilt on it.
Just missing inside by a hair. Ball, no strikes.
I don't know whether Ted is mad at himself or mad because he didn't get the call.
I think he wanted that call there. It's a pretty good pitch. It's at that time, 1 ball, 1 strike. Will in his last 15 games, hitting .382, 6 homers, 19 RBIs in his last 15. With Henley expanding his lead at second, that draws the attention of Lilly. Venable, left field. Fox to his left makes the catch. Throw back to second is offline. Well, he had a chance to double up Henley, but really Fox did not and nearly threw it away. But Venable hit it sharply, but lines out to the left fielder.
Nothing William can do right there, especially a guy against like Lilly. You have to stay back, let the ball come to you. If you start to drift down front, you're going to get jammed a little bit or top the ball. He squared that one up nicely. Just happened to be at Fox. Watch William taking that pitch, middle in. He did everything right.
It's been pretty much par for the course the way the last month or so. Strike outside edge to Hundley. First home game for Nick since coming off the disabled list. Joining the club in Milwaukee. Breaking ball, strike 2.
That was almost Rip Sewell-like. Ephus. .90-mile-an-hour cutter right in the hands. Oh, he missed, but he got him.
Well, it was 2 on, nobody out, and a full count on blanks. make up some ground on the Cardinals.
Well, the Cubs going into this game against the West, 9-12 against the National League West.
Well, they swept the Padres in Chicago and then came here and were swept at Petco Park. On the ground behind first, stabbed by Adrian. And Miles grounds out 3 and assisted. You know, this is a rare second trip for a non-divisional foe to come here to Petco Park this year.
And it's because of the, isn't it that because of that extra team in the Central? There's always that one team that one team gets back.
And it rotates.
Yep. I forgot when it was. It was either last year or the year before that we went to Chicago twice.
Strike to Ted Lilly. Lilly is 3 for 40 this year with the bat, but I'll tell you what, opposing pitchers over the last few weeks have not been automatic outs. Let's look at yesterday. Kyle Loesch had an RBI single. Wave and a miss.
I love the no batting gloves for Ted Lilly. No batting gloves, no, elbow pad, no, shin guard protector. This guy's a man. And he's a winner.
Rowe has to go to first to complete the strikeout, and Hundley does so. First strikeout for Correa. Hey, Wednesday is officially free and easy at the Del Mar Racetrack. Diamond Club members enjoy free stretch run admission, free reserve seating, and a free program. Plus, enjoy half-price domestic draft beers, sodas, and hot dogs at select stretch run concessions. This is where you normally make the Andy Ashby comment, but you can make a Matt Latos comment instead.
Yep.
And Latos will toe the rubber Wednesday. By the way, the Cubs have changed their starting pitcher for the Wednesday game from Randy Wells now to Rich Harden. The Cubs were rained out yesterday at home. Harden was supposed to go. And now he has been moved to Wednesday.
Just hanging around at the old ball yard, hoping for a Padre victory.
Lou Piniella with the identical lineup with the exception of the starting pitcher that he was going to use yesterday at Wrigley Field against the Pirates, which includes giving a day off to Soriano. Two and one to Fukudome. Ryan Theriot is not here for the Cubs. He's got a case of the stomach flu and did not make the trip. They do expect him in town tomorrow, though. To play left side.
It's been kind of a revolving door with that leadoff spot, huh? With the Chicago Cubs, Lou Piniella trying to find that combo. It was just about this time last year when Fukudome started that little tailspin.
Little. He kind of became persona non grata there at the end, didn't he? With Lou Piniella, but
do you remember that press conference he had?
I do.
Fukudome hitting 345 in the second half. He hit 217 in the second half last year.
3-2 pitch. Now back to the screen. 10 homers for Fukudome at this juncture here on August 17th, which equals what he hit all of last year for the Cubs. Another 3-2 to Fukudome. He slaps it to third and a diving catch. Tumbling grab made by Kuzminov. And another one to the highlight reel for Kuz. Has it been a Gold Glove year for Kuz? Keep adding to the resume. Correa leading off. Takes a strike. No score into the Padres' third inning. 9-1-2 for San Diego. Back to the mound, and Lilly comes down with it and throws out Correa. One out. Hey, time for the Subway $5 footlong fan poll. It's your chance to win Subway's Big Night at the Ballpark, a monthly Subway footlong feast. Text Subway to 269-411 for your chance to win. And tonight's question, should Coos win a Gold Glove Award this season? A yes, B no. Again, text Subway to 269-411 to play to win. Subway, eat fresh. And it's a nice play right there.
Okay, he's adding to the highlight reel. We've seen Coos go to his right, go to his left, charging balls, barehanded, thrown accurately to first base. He only has 3 errors this year. He's played in, this is his 117th game. This is game 120 for the Padres. Hey, you betcha.
And this is going to sound funny, but we talked about this topic with Tony on the last road trip. But his offensive resurgence helps him in the Gold Glove race, because we hate to say it, but it's a factor, though, isn't it? A lot of times.
I hate to hear that too, because you know what?
It's a Gold Glove Award. It's not a Silver Slugger Award.
Absolutely.
Up the middle and cut off by Fontenot. And he gets over by a step and a half. And it has been quite a defensive season for Coos. All to his left.
I mean, just think how many hits, how many runs he has saved for his pitching staff. And you know what? Coos would be the first guy to admit, you know what? I am so glad I've got a guy like Adrian Gonzalez, another Gold Glover, over at first base to help me out when my throw isn't as accurate as I would hope. Picking him out of the dirt, saving him errors.
The curve up high to Eck.
Koosmeister. Yeah, that just makes my skin crawl when you have a position player and they made, let's say they made 18 errors on the year or whatever. Throw a number out there. And then, you know, they hit 320 or they hit 310. And then you've got a third baseman or a position player who only made like 6 errors and he only hit like 230. Who cares?
But the guy who hit the more home runs seems to get the Gold Glove.
I know, and that's a shame, I think.
It's a defensive award. It should be totally based on that. But left field, Jake Fox. Padres go down in order. That's 6 in a row set down by Lilly. Coos will grab Answer comes up in a bit. All one in the dirt to Milton Bradley leading off.
Do you know that one?
I don't know the answer, but and I'll preface this by saying normally you and I do not know the answers.
Right.
99% of the time. But we kind of know the way Kyron Bob and our crew think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about a middle infielder, who the opponent is, so I have one in mind, yeah. But I don't know if that's the right answer.
Oh, I think it is, because I'm thinking right along with you. So can I just tell my guess right now?
Sure.
Manny Trio. He played for the Cubs.
Don Kessinger.
Ivan DeJesus. He's in uniform tonight.
I saw Ivan down there earlier.
I watched him as a kid. Loved that guy. And of course, I was just kidding with those guesses.
Bradley hit by pitch in the first inning. Breaks his bat. One hopper to Eck. On the 3-1 pitch, Bradley rounds out 4-3. One out in the fourth. Bring up Derek Lee. And our What Do You Know? Presented by Radio Shack. D. Lee and Scan were teammates in AAA with the '97 Vegas Stars.
Did not know that. That's the tallest team in the PCL. The big right-hander, then Big D. Lee.
Up there, ripping strike one. Yeah, that's some pretty good height there.
Yes, it is. Here's the big right-hander. Cup of frozen yogurt, never hurt anybody. Hey, that's my yogurt.
And
that's a full crush.
He's in a hurry. Got to get back to the Channel 4 studios.
Yeah.
Diving and can't hang on. And Lee is aboard with the first Cubs hit.
You know, infielders don't have the luxury as outfielders to have that big, long glove. Usually a middle infielder, they have the shorter glove, smaller glove, so they can have better access to the ball, turning double plays. And it looks like Eck this one looks like it was in the webbing, but then when he makes contact with the ground, it pops out. Good effort by Eck.
Outside to Ramirez. To Ramirez. There pours in a strike. Straight back. Well, Scan pitched for the Cubs, but also, of course, pitched for the Brewers.
Oh, look at the downward plane there. Nice.
Hasn't changed a bit, has it?
No, hasn't aged a day. I say go back to the mullet, right-hander. Bring it back.
I say don't. Towards the hole. Carried off. Kuz got past Cabrera. And into left field, a base hit for Ramirez and lead down to second. A base hit for Ramirez.
Let's see how many steps Kuz going to go. 1, 2, 3. Dive off the glove just a little bit. You know, call me crazy, but if Everett gets that ball, you know, with his arm, there's a good chance he may go the short way or cross the first base to get that runner. We'll never know.
Back-to-back hits for the Cubs, and Jake Fox, the left fielder, takes up high. 2-0. Fox walked in the second inning.
Kevin Correa pitching backwards there. 2-0 slider down and away. Trying to get that grounder, get a double play, and get out of this inning. Slide like a fox has grounded into 5 double plays this year.
Low outside park, 2-2.
They call him Foxy.
The Fox made his big league debut catching in the 8th inning. Game 2 of a doubleheader July 12th in St. Louis. Checks the swing and fouls it. Drafted as a catcher in 2003 out of the University of Michigan. But his time this year with the Cubs, a lot of it at third base. One game at first. A little bit in the outfield tonight, making his 4th start in left field. The 2-2. High fly to right center. And Kyle blinks. Runners hold, 2 outs. The second baseman, Mike Fontenot. Bounce back to the mound his first time up.
A few times this evening I've noticed Kevin Correa just a couple times working underneath the fastball a little bit, lowering the elbow, and then it's just flattening out and up and out of the strike zone. One thing he has really done well is making an adjustment. Another 2-0 count here. Let's see if he bounces back like he did against Fox. But it's all about making an adjustment within that certain at bat. If you can do that, you're going to be pretty successful. And you should be able to feel it when you don't throw the ball correctly and then adjust the next pitch. That was nice.
Left field, Headley towards the line. Couple of hits in the inning. First 2 of the game for the Cubs, but they strand both. Adrian leads off when we return. For tonight, who was the last middle infielder to lead the National League in home runs? And the answer, Cubs' Ryne Sandberg, who hit 40 in 1990. So we were thinking along those lines. Henry takes up and in for ball one.
Sandberg's managing, isn't he, in the minors?
Well, he managed the Peoria team last year. This year he is with their Double-A team, Tennessee Smokies. So yes, he is continuing to manage in the Cubs organization. Now to Rick Renneria. Actually, Ryne Sandberg had managed at Peoria 2007 and 2008, and now at Double-A this year. Got under it to left field. Fox with the catch, and Adrian flies to left for the second time tonight. Chase Headley led off the second with a single to center. In fact, in that second inning, the Padres started to get Ted Lilly on the ropes a little bit. There were 2 on, nobody out, a full count to Blanks. You got Blanks to chase a pitch for strike 3 instead of ball 4. And really, since then, Lilly's been cruising. He's retired 7 in a row.
Ted Lilly falls under the category of a pitcher that when he tries to overthrow, he won't be as effective. There's that fine line between really going all out and just kind of throwing it up there. And only he knows how that feels. Maybe it's, a mechanism where he thinks if I throw, 85%, that's when I'm at top of my game. If I try to overthrow, things are going to work out.
That was it at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chase. Center field, straight away, Fukudome. 2 down. There is the Padres' first-round pick, now signed and in the fold as of tonight. Donovan Tate, 3rd overall selection. So now we get to actually follow these guys' careers in the minor leagues here, hopefully soon.
You've got to be really anxious to get going. And he's wearing the old-time colors.
Yeah, I like the throwback colors. Coos bounces back to the mound. 9 in a row now, set down by Ted Lilly.
Mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. If you're looking for a company that would give you a great value, call my friends at Murray Lampert, dedicated to 100% customer satisfaction since 1975. Get on the web at murraylampert.com.
You saw listed all the base hits. 2 for the Cubs, 1 for the Padres. Into the 5th inning. Bottom 3 for Chicago. Giovanni Soto leading off. He lined to right field his first time up. Fastball at 92, a strike.
Soto wants that pitch back. Just couldn't pull the trigger.
Two to Soto. And a full count. Soto missed a month with a left oblique injury. Came off the disabled list 10 days ago. The reigning National League Rookie of the Year. It's the 3-2 outside and a leadoff walk in the Cubs' 5th inning. Donovan Tate, Padres' first-round pick, officially signed as of tonight. Here in attendance.
Yeah, he was all set to go to University of North Carolina and be a quarterback on the football team.
In fact, he had reported to Chapel Hill, was going through football practice, and then what was it, about 4 or 5 days ago, left Chapel Hill, and it was kind of the first indication that he was going to go the pro baseball route.
It's an exciting time for a lot of youngsters, a lot of high school, college kids signing and, living that dream. Becoming a professional baseball player. Now it becomes a job.
It is. It's a profession.
It's everyday gig.
Still want it to be fun, but it is a profession.
Yep.
Shortstop Aaron Miles 0 for 1 with a ground out to Adrian Gonzalez. Miles, another Cub who spent some time on the disabled list after extended his right elbow. 2-1.
Aaron Miles has not been having the greatest of years. Going into this game, 187, 5 RBIs. So as far as Kevin Correa is concerned, the number 8, 9 spot, those are spots where he has to get outs. Good pitch.
Nobody out in the Cubs' 5th inning, and a 2-2 to Aaron Miles. Aaron Miles, first year with the Cubs.
He had some decent years with Colorado, and then he
St. Louis last year hit 317.
Yeah.
Adrian Everett had a little trouble getting it out, but gets it back in time. 3-6-3 double play. 107 turned by the Padre defense.
And that is some kind of nice. The Gold Glover working over at first base. Quickly fires a strike, and then Everett, you got to reload. And then he makes up with that hose that he's got to get Miles. So that's one of the great things about having a great arm. That was Purdy.
It was Purdy, huh? 2 outs for Lilly.
I love the way Lily hacks.
One pitch.
Why not? I would try to drag bunt, like down the third baseline. Oh.
Thinking alike, huh? What else is he thinking now with 2 strikes? I guess he's not going to try to bunt.
Well, hopefully I don't, foul one off my shin.
The shin burner.
Hammer time.
Frankie Ball strikes out Lily looking. 2 strikeouts tonight for Correa, both at the expense of his.
September 12th, Joy to the World. Some great songs, also Dust in the Wind. Tickets at valleyviewcasino.com. It's a huge party. Get up in the aisles and dance. Remember, you have to be 21 or older to enter the casinos or the restaurants. It's all about love, great music. Joy to the world, joy to my puppies. Love you.
You know what a 3-dog night is, right? You know where that name came from?
You know what? I read, I Googled 3-dog night. And then went to the Wikipedia page, and something about really tired or something, or just working all night or something, or.
No, that's not even close. No, you're kind of on the right track.
Or is it like camping at night or something? With
the way I understood it was for individuals who lived like way out in the hinterlands,
right.
Didn't have heat. And that's Blank's smoking one into left field.
I see where you're
the
going.
Base hit. Didn't have fire or heat,
right.
And they slept with the dogs. And if it was really cold, it was a 3-dog night.
Oh,
because
nice.
they had 3 dogs in the bedroom, keeping them warm.
Yeah. There's so many ways we can go off that.
Yeah.
3 dogs in a bed, huh?
Yeah. 3-dog night.
Got it.
We don't have many of those around here in San Diego.
Oh,
It doesn't get that cold. Even though you were complaining about 68 degrees at game time.
Yeah.
Will hit the ball well his first time up. Lined out to the left fielder, Jake Fox. Outer half strike call.
Well, pretty good ratio for Ted Lilly, 54. I mentioned earlier about an 85-90 pitch count tonight coming off the DL. That should put him deep into the ball game.
Step and throw to first. The base hit by Blanks does end a string of 9 in a row, retired by Lilly. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for each team. Cubs have won their last 2 coming in, beating the Pirates. In fact, beating's probably not the word to really describe. Thrashing.
Yeah. Buccos aren't all that.
At least in one of those games, 17-2. One of the finals, 3-1, much more respectable 2 days ago, and then rained out yesterday. But the 17-2 game on Friday. But even with those 2 straight wins, they've lost 7 of their last 10. 2-2. Will lays off. Soto blocks. Full count.
You know, when Lilly throws to the plate, he breaks that plane with his kick foot. I wonder if we'll send him here. Nope.
A chance to turn 2. Fontenot, Miles to lead. 2 outs. The Padres and Promises to Kids invite you to join the campaign to collect new backpacks and flash drives for the 2009-2010 school year. Donations will be collected on August 19th here at Petco Park from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. when the Padres take on these very same Chicago Cubs. That is Wednesday night. Nobody on for Nick Hundley. A little bit high, ball 1. Nick went down swinging his first time. The 1-1. Good curve. Strike call.
Well, while we've got a minute, I want to wish the best for Chris Young, who had surgery today on that shoulder. Wish him a speedy recovery, and looking forward to have him back in 2010.
They're going to miss. Well, the surgery went well for CY, by the way. Getting the left shoulder scope. We're scoring.
105 and get a free Padres backpack.
All kids 14 and younger receive a free Padres backpack presented by Mission Federal Credit Union and can also run the bases after the game. Top of the order for the Cubs in the 6th. No score. Fukudome to lead off. Fukudome has popped to second and lined out to Kuzminoff at third. Strike one. By the way, we talk more about CY's surgery today, which took place at Scripps in Carmel Valley. And I know he's not a lefty. We had Lily on the mound, a lefty, and I don't know why I was thinking left shoulder. It's his right shoulder.
Oh, good.
He had fraying of the labrum, is what they found. They cleaned up the fraying on the shoulder capsule. It will be 100% by spring training. It's the type of thing Bud Black said that had this happened, say, at the beginning of the year, the surgery, they would have put him on 6 weeks of rest and then a throwing program. So he would have been back in about 2.5 months. But obviously with where the season is right now, we'll just have it back for spring training.
Yeah, there's no need to rush back now.
No, yeah. So they were pleased with the surgery.
Good.
And they do suspect that the minor tears in the labrum that they found were the cause of the discomfort for CY. And that the bursitis that he was experiencing as a result of that will be alleviated as well. So good news. 2-2 line right field, and Blanks gets over again to make the catch.
Yeah, the number 8 train moving down the tracks nicely.
Second straight time that Fukudome's hit a ball hard, but had nothing to show for it. He's 0 for 3 overall. The right fielder, Milton Bradley, raised by a pitch in the first, and in the fourth, grounded out to Eckstein. On the left field side, and slicing foul into the seats. No runs, 2 hits for each team. The Cubs got back-to-back singles from Lee and Ramos Ramirez in the fourth. Those are their 2 hits. Padres a single from Headley leading off the second, and a leadoff single from Blanks in the fifth. That's lined over Kuz and a fair ball skipping into the corner. Taken on the track by Headley, and Bradley is at second with a 1-out double. An 0-2 pitch. Bradley is the first extra base hit of this game.
And he missed with location. Kevin Correa just couldn't get that breaking ball down and in where he'd like it. A lot of the pitchers, we get a chance to see other teams play. When the Cubs are playing, a lot of the pitchers try to bury the fastball into Milton Bradley, breaking stuff down out of the zone. That one just leaked over the heart of the plate, and he stayed on it, taking it the other way. Now David Eckstein and the middle infielders over Cabrera want to be on the same page as far as signs are concerned. Kevin going through a series of signs.
He is fly to right and has an infield hit. Strike one. .317 average with runners in scoring position for Lee on the season. Pickoff attempt, but balk is called. It will send Bradley to third, and it looked like the plate umpire, Gary Davis, is the one who made the call on it. A little second movement with the glove in the hands.
So he came set and he moved again to go set again.
Yep. The infield comes in to third, and Kuz looks the runner back.
Oh, did you see where that bat went? Did he throw it out towards the mound? I mean, I don't know if it was on purpose, but that bat went right by Kevin Correa. Oh, he threw it out of frustration and just kind of rolled out there. It wasn't thrown as hard as I thought.
Peter Aramis Ramirez is 1 for 2. Here's the balk. Comes set. And then down again.
Yeah. Once you come to a complete stop in the stretch position, you either have to A, start your motion towards the plate to complete the pitch, or 2, step off. You can't move your hands twice like that. Set and move again. The only guy that got away with that was Louis Tiant.
Because he had all kind of movement going on there.
Yeah.
Strike call. Bradley at third, 2 outs in the Cubs' 6th inning. 2-1 pitch. Got that outside part. Tailed back.
That's a strike, bringing it back a little bit. 92 on the outside corner.
Oh, Correa so close. Wanted that one. Track says just off the corner.
Oh. Good pitch, though.
3-2. Runs inside and he lost it. Bring Darren Balsley out. Ray had 96 pitches, so getting close to the century mark.
Well, one thing I noticed on that last pitch, maybe a tendency to overthrow, but sometimes Kevin, in his mechanics, just get out of whack a little bit. And with 2 outs and a right-hander coming up, maybe just wants to give him a little bit of a, let's check this last pitch. Kind of flies open a little bit and leaves the ball up and in rather than going down and away where Nick Hundley was set up. And sometimes when you try to overthrow, that front side opens up a little bit, and that's exactly where the ball goes.
They're at the corners with 2 outs for the left fielder, Jake Fox. Fox walked in the second, fly to right in the fourth. No, just missing there. Three and nothing. And the left-handed batter, Fontenot, on deck.
And some scurrying in that Padre bullpen. Jackets coming off. Darren Balsley on the phone.
And a 4-pitch walk, back-to-back walks. Second time that Fox has gotten a free pass. 4 walks, and Correa at the 100-pitch mark, and that's going to get Thatcher up.
Well, you know, they just had a visit, right? And they just got somebody up in the bullpen, and that being left-handed Joe Thatcher and Edward Mujica. So those guys are going to need a little bit of time to get that hose loose.
Good to see Mujica at least even available tonight after he took that hard grounder off his back of his knee from Pujols yesterday. We're going to miss by Fontenot.
Why is Fontenot swinging at the first pitch breaking ball down and in after a walk like that?
Legitimate question there.
I mean, a fastball right down the middle I can understand, but a breaking ball, a wrinkle down and in, that's
after a 4-pitch walk, 2 straight walks, 2 consecutive walks. He's line to left and bounce back to the mound. The 0-1. Check swing foul, and it's 0-2. Cubs have loaded the bases with 2 outs. Correa want to visit about this one.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're on the same page. Correa 0-2. He's ahead. You don't want to have your catcher box one back to the screen and the Cubs get a run. You're 1 out. You're 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam here.
Away with the fastball. One out double to Bradley. He was balked to third with 1 out. Lee grounded to third. Ramirez and Fox walked. Loaded with 2 down, and Correa's 1-2 to Fontenot. Up high. The outside edge and a full count.
Well, this is a breaking ball. It's definitely off the plate. That is a ball. But the thing I'm concerned about here is now 3-2, 2 outs. The runners will be going. Kevin Correa going for the windup, so that'll get the runners even maybe more 2 or 3 steps in the running game. Everybody's going now.
Left center field. Headley moves over and in and makes the catch. Almost overran the ball. Headley making the grab, and the Cubs leave the base. Power Player question and answer. The question, which former Padre was the '84 NLCS MVP after hitting the walk-off homer in Game 4 to keep the series with the Cubs alive? Was it Garvey, Gwynn, or Bavacqua? And the answer, hey, Steve Garvey. Correa, this night finished after 6 innings. No runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, 2 Ks, hit a batter, 106 pitches. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning, and Luis Rodriguez will pinch hit. He lines in left field. Soft liner drops in, base hit. It's the 3rd Padre base hit, but it leads off the 6th. A pinch hit single for Luis Rodriguez.
Oh, now the lineup is turned over, and Luis stays in there nicely against Lilly. Not a hard thrower, so coming off the bench, it's not like you're facing a nasty setup guy or a closer in this part of the ball game.
Fourth pinch hit, base hit for Luis this year. Ramirez is already parked on the grass at third base as Cabrera steps in. Knocks it in the air back behind the plate.
Just to elaborate a little bit on Kevin Correa in his night in 6 innings. Well, in the month of July, Kevin Correa had a 6.19 ERA. Going into tonight, the month of August, 2.95. And he helped that number go down even more tonight with 6 scoreless innings.
Remember, tonight has been called out on strikes and grounded to second. Bunted in the air, caught by Soto.
Couldn't get the bat on top of that ball. It was up in the zone. But if taken, that would have been a ball. So Everett maybe a little froggy on that one. Not a good ball to bunt to try to get down up in the zone like that. Up and out of the zone, I should say.
Second baseman David Eckstein. Moving in the first inning, grounded out to second. In the third, he flied out to the left fielder Fox. The 89-mile-per-hour fastball, 0-2. Back through the box into center field. A single for Eckstein on an 0-2 pitch. Luis down to second, 2 on, 1 out.
Well, a single here, a single there. Now you got the big boys coming up.
Henry has flied to the left fielder Fox twice. Diving stop by Fontenot, out at second, throw to first, and what a double play. 4-6-3 to win the inning. Fontenot May have very well saved a run right there for the Cubs with his glove. Diving stop to start it. We're still scoreless after 6. Give yourself a good name. By Aflac, we've got you under our wing. And by the North County Transit District from North County. Take the coaster train to every home game here at Petco Park. Monday night in San Diego, game 1 of this 3-game series between the Cubs and Padres. New hurler for San Diego is Edward Mujica.
We've got ourselves a ball game here, and Mujica, after taking that line drive off the calf, off the bat of Albert Pujols, he's right back in there. That was in the 4th inning yesterday in St. Louis. He pitched a 1/3 of an inning. Seems to be okay.
Bottom 3 up for the Cubs in the 7th. Catcher Giovanni Soto leading off.
How about this little nugget? The Cubs right now have 3 hits. When the Cubs record 6 hits or less in a game, guess what their record is? 6 hits or less, guess what their record is?
Probably not very good.
2-27.
Wow. All right, I got a nugget for you.
Are we comparing nuggets?
We're comparing something. When the Cubs score less than 3 runs,
okay,
their record. As we strike out as Soto gets the 7th down. Let me put it this way. When they score 3 runs or more in a game, they are a Major League best 57-19. When they score less than 3, they are 3-36.
Wow.
San Diego and Alan Trammell there on the left of Lou Piniella. Aaron Miles has grounded out twice. Nice time into a double play. And is sinking into right. Kyle makes a late adjustment, comes in and makes the basket catch. 2 outs.
Kyle's done a fine job out there, huh?
Excellent. Whether he's in left, whether he's in right, answers the bell. Well, Lilly was only at 70 pitches, but you mentioned at the top they only wanted him to throw 85 tops.
Right.
So they're going to pinch hit for him here. Sam Fold. Both lines it into right, and that's down in front of Blanks. The pinch hit single for Fold. Wednesday is officially free and easy at the Del Mar Racetrack. Diamond Club members enjoy free stretch run admission, free reserve seating, and a free program, plus the half-price domestic draft beers, half-price sodas, half-price hot dogs at select stretch run concessions. Fold, who was 1 for 9 as a pinch hitter, singles. And Bud Black to the mound to make a Padre pitching change. Two-thirds of an inning for Mujica. Stop by Discount Tire for a free tire inspection and air gauge. And if you're not satisfied with one of their tires, please feel free to bring it back. The lefty Thatcher coming on. Prices are rising and lock it at $1.49 a gallon at San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com. With the lefty Fukudome coming up, they get the lefty Thatcher out of the bullpen.
It's all about matchups. When you look at Joe Thatcher's numbers against left-handers this year, 8 for 46. Lefties are hitting off Joe, and that's a 174 clip. 2 outs. He inherits a runner. See what the Prime Minister can do here.
Fukudome 0 for 3. He's hit the ball hard his last 2 times. Line to Kuz in the 3rd. Line to the right fielder Blanks in the 6th. Two balls, no strikes. This is really the guy that Thatcher needs to get, obviously, with the matchup. You've got a switch hitter Bradley on deck. Bradley has been much better from the right side than the left side this year. Inside 3-0.
Obviously, this is not what we wanted to see. Bringing the lefty in, especially with 2 outs, got to get that lefty out.
There's a strike from Thatcher. The last pitched on Saturday in St. Louis. 2/3 of an inning with zeros across. Fouled off, and it's a full count. Hunter takes off and inside, ball 4. Thatcher loses Fukudome. Now decision time, and the decision is quickly made by Bud. He does not want to see Bradley bat right-handed. So Thatcher faces one hitter. Pitching change brought to you by San Diego Harley-Davidson, where we are always country first. Union, proudly supporting our hometown Padres with over 20 branches in San Diego County. Our mission is your mission, and it is Ryan Webb.
Well, a hard-thrown right-hander from the right side, Ryan Webb. See the numbers in the 7 games, trying to get those numbers down. And now Milton Bradley, the switch hitter, will be batting from the left side like he has been all night. And Mark, you mentioned it earlier, but the numbers for Milton Bradley: right side 330, left side 233. Many more at bats. I should say, many more at bats from the left side.
And 7 of his 8 homers have come left-handed, but again, a lot of that is seeing more at bats from that side of the plate. But the average about 100 points higher from the other side of the plate, so they want to keep him left-handed. Bringing the right-hander Webb. Milton doubled his last time up. He's also been hit by a pitch, and he takes a high strike.
Nice.
0-2. Who spent 42 games as a Padre in 07. Two on, 2 outs in the Chicago 7th. Chop towards third. Tough play. Kuz comes up with a throw to first.
Nice.
And Kuz makes another spectacular defensive play. Charge got the short hop and threw out Milton Bradley to end the threat. And another one to the Kuz highlight reel. A hit, a walk, 2 men left on. And time to stretch. count for ceiling fans. Go to Fan Diego. And tonight's Fan Diego fans of the game.
And of course, a lot of how you doing? A lot of Cub fans checking out the Cubbies.
Headley first pitch swinging. Slow chop left side. Third baseman Ramirez slings it. And dug out by Derek Lee. One pitch, one out in the Padres' seventh.
Another in-between hop. We saw Kevin Kuzminoff with the in-between hop, and then Derek Lee at first base having to deal with that skimmer off the grass. That is not an easy play.
Here is Kuz. Kuz has walked and bounced back to the mound. Only goes 6 innings for the Cubs. No runs, 4 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. John Grabo paints the outside corner. 2-2.
Always going from the stretch. Grabo, a fastball, a breaking ball, and a changeup. That last changeup was a good one. Trying to turn another one over.
Three-two to Kuzminoff. High fly left center. Fukudome will get down for the second out.
Here's the left-hander John Grabo, and we'll take a look at his numbers. Nice ratio as far as innings pitched to hits. A little high on the walks, though. So if you're patient, you could get a free pass thrown your way.
Grabo came over from the Pirates along with Rosalani. July 30th, near the deadline of the deal. Outside to Kyle, 2 balls and a strike. Strikeout and a base hit to left field for Blanks tonight. 1 for 2. Three and one.
What a 3-1 combo.
Yep.
Oh, what a great pitch. And here it is, 3-1 fastball count, turning it over and right down the dish.
Popped up short right. And Milton Bradley. Grabo sets the Padres down in order. We have finished 7 at Petco Park. Cubs and Padres are scoreless. Abbott Woodstein, legendary performance on this date, August 17th of 2002. Alfonso Soriano became the first second baseman to join the 30-30 club. 30 homers and steal 30 bases in a season. He did so with a 7th inning home run against the Mariners. Soriano would join the 40-40 club as an outfielder for the Nationals 4 years later. Mike Adams in.
Well, this game belongs to the bullpen. We've seen some good pitching tonight. Lilly started off for the Cubs. Correa, a nice six-inning pitch effort. And Mike Adams, nice part of the bullpen, throwing the ball extremely well. Mike pitched the 8th inning in St. Louis last night. Gave up the hit and walked one.
Home Depot doing more on defense plays. Home Depot more saving, more doing. And Cruz been flashing the leather tonight at that hot corner. We're going to keep the buzz going.
Yeah.
Cruz for Gold Glove, huh? Off the outside edge to Derek Lee, leading off the Chicago 8th inning.
You know, it would be nice to have a Gold Glover at third base. We already got one over at first base, huh? Adrian.
Have one at each corner. Derek Lee, who has won 3 Gold Gloves himself. Infield hit for Lee in the 4th. 1 for 3. He rocks one to the alley in left center field. Headley can't cut it off. Picked up on the track by Venable, and Lee heading for third. The relay there, and he is in with a slide. A leadoff triple. Second of the season for Derek Lee. Found the left center alley and it rolled all the way towards one of the deepest parts of the park near the 401 mark.
I wasn't sure where they were playing Derek Lee in the outfield. We take a look at this pitch. That ball out of third. A long wingspan for Derek Lee. It just seemed like it took a long time for the outfielders to get to that baseball. To get the 401 mark there. I don't think Derek Lee was thinking 3 until he actually got by second base.
As we mentioned, this is the second triple of the season. 28th lifetime triple. A little miss by Ramirez. He has a single and a walk. Foul. Those with a great chance here in the 8th. Runner at third, nobody out. Down low 2-2. Ramirez, 364 hitter, with runners in scoring position. .391 in that situation with less than 2 outs. Cubs take the lead. RBI single for Ramirez, his 34th run batted in. Bringing in Derek Lee. That's the first earned run that Adams has allowed since June 16th. It ends his 24-inning scoreless streak, earned run scoreless streak.
With the infield drawn in, you're trying down to cut that run, right? You throw a slider. Mike Adams, he got his ground ball. Sure, the ball's hit sharply. And even if the infield is playing back, that looks like it goes through the 5.5 hole. He got his ground ball. Just couldn't find one of his teammates, and the Cubs put up a point.
Couple of walks for Fox. His only official at bat in the fourth. And flying to right. These two teams were combined 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position before the Ramirez RBI base hit. Cubs, though, hitting .426 with runners in scoring position on their last homestand. It's low, 3-1. High fly to left. Chase with the catch for the first out. Well, the deadline has now come and gone. It's 9 o'clock Pacific, and Steven Strasburg has signed with the Nationals. 4-year, $15.67 million. Numbers according to Baseball America. So the #1 overall pick out of San Diego State has signed, and not surprised one bit.
Good for him. Congratulations.
Mike Fontenot, the second baseman, is lined out to left his last two times up, 0 for 3.
I got a question for you. And this is just. And if you can answer this, you're pretty good. How does the .6 come into play? I mean, come on.
Right side, Adrian. Everett. Pitcher covering, not in time. And we get the second out of the inning on the force of Ramirez. Well, that's a good question, especially when
It's
the first offer was $50 million.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly from the Boris camp, but.
And is it, correct me if I'm wrong, is it over 4 years?
4 years is what it.
Okay, so 4 years. 13, 14, 15. What's with the .6?
Well, that is $600,000, which nothing to sneeze at, but
that's unbelievable. $15 million.
and a swing and a miss. So that
it's $150,000 a year if you break it down
for that 4 years.
I would hate. Hypothetically, okay, you're at $15 million. No, we want 15.6. Would the .6 be a sticking
maybe it goes
point?
15, 16, 15, 5. That's inside. Well, now here's what's going to be the interesting part. Now that he has signed, how quickly he makes it to the big leagues. Because there are people in Washington that would like to see him there tomorrow, which would be not the wise thing to do.
I don't think so either. Let him start in the minor league. Get some confidence. Go to A ball, wherever the case. Rookie ball, half season rookie ball. Get some starts. Get in the system. Get used to working once every 5th day.
Learn what the pro game is all about. It's so different from college baseball. 1-2. Next catcher, Giovanni Soto, 0 for 2 with a walk. Triple by Lee. He has scored on an Aramis Ramirez base hit.
I'll tell you one thing regarding Steven Strasburg. Whatever team he meets up with, guess who's going to be buying dinner on the first road trip when they get off that bus? Guess where the tabs are going to be going?
Yeah, he's going to be picking up some spreads, isn't he? 2-2 is now made. Check swing, appeal. Did not go. With Jim Wolf at first.
I think he checked it.
He did hold up.
I know that's hard for me to say, but
Fino will be on the move from first. Full count, 2 outs. A run into the Cubs' 8th inning. He lifts it to center field, and Venable trotting in. But the Cubs break the deadlock, and Adams' scoreless streak ends at 24 innings. On your new furniture, that's Jerry's price. World's Best Seat winners. Well, let's see if the Padres Shillelaghs can break through here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, the Padres, in their last 19 games coming into tonight, hitting .306 as a team, now hitting .242 on the season. And for the first time since May 20th, are not last in the National League in hitting. The Reds have actually fallen below the Padres in team batting average. That was going into play tonight. Bottom 3 for San Diego in the 8th. Venable leading off. Takes a strike. At the lefty Venable, then right-handed hitting Hundley. Pitcher spot due up. Pretty good chance this is the only batter that Graybo is going to face here in the 8th after he retired the side in the 7th. You have a right-hander, Marmol up. Softly back to the third base side of the mound, and Graybo fields and throws out Venable. Let's see if Pinello wants to make a move here.
Oh, here comes the slow walk. He's up and out of the dugout.
He's going to make it backwards.
He's going to moonwalk out there or something.
Well, the pitcher spot is due up second in the 9th. He's going to go to the plate umpire, Jerry Davis. The catcher Soto made the last out, so I doubt he's going to.
Well, he said something to Jerry Davis. No, I don't see a position player coming out of the dugout for the Cubs. So
no move has been made as of yet.
Now he's going to double switch.
Yep. Not the most expeditious change ever, but it is finally made here. You can see the new CTSV now in stock at your local San Diego Cadillac dealer. Carlos Marmol will come in, and they will double switch with a new catcher. They will let you lock in $1.49 a gallon for a year's worth of gas. Visit San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com. Here's Carlos Marmol.
Opponent's only hitting $165. He has 26 holds, the right-hander, out of the bullpen. But what really jumps out at you, look at the walks. 52 walks in those 53-plus innings. So double check. 55 2/3. Don't want to make it any worse than it already is for Marmol. So a lot of walks.
First pitch strike to Hundley. 1 out, bases empty in the San Diego 8th. 1-0 Cubs as they scored in the top of this inning.
So yeah, perfect opportunity for the Padre hitters to play the patience game and maybe draw a walk as Tony Gwynn waits on deck.
Outside, 2-1.
Fastball and a slur for Marmol. He can get it up to 92 to 96.
Two to Nick. That's the strikeout, and 2 down in the 8th.
Went back to that slurve. And Marmol comes down from the low three quarters, and he still gets that tilt on that breaking ball. It's not like a sweeper. That thing went top to bottom. When you're coming from that angle, you really got to wrap that thing.
And we got to wrap that rascal. Went pinch hitting.
I want to describe what I was talking about. Usually when a guy comes from down here, you know, you throw that breaking ball and you get this type of rotation out this way. So it's like that. Marmol gets this because he wraps that rascal right about here and bam. That's how he gets that tilt here. And then bam. So you get that, which gets that. Sometimes it goes there.
Yeah. Three balls, no strikes. Foul away in a full count. Well, if Marmol holds the lead here, and keep that stat, he would tie Kyle Farnsworth for the most holds in Cub history with 73. Fouled off his leg.
Ooh, inside the right shin, yeah.
And pinch hitting for Mike Adams. 2 outs in the 8th and a 3-2 for Marmol. Back to the mound. Marmol spears it. Padres down in order. After 8. Chicago 1, San Diego nothing. bottom of the ninth inning, but here in the top of the ninth, trying to keep this a one-run game, is Heath Bell.
And that's exactly why they're bringing Heath Bell in right now, to try to hold these Cubbies. Heath very disappointed in the outing yesterday in St. Louis after the walk-off home run off the bat of Colby Rasmus. So Heath trying to bounce back tonight and keep it at 1 run for the Cubs.
Miles, Hill, and Fukudome, 8-9-1 for the Cubs in the ninth. One save yesterday in St. Louis, just the second of the season for Heath, and the home run by Rasmus just the second allowed by Bell all season. So yes, it was a very disappointing loss, but all in all, you put it in perspective of how great Heath has been in that role.
How about this nugget? The Cubs in 2009 have yet to have a game where it's 1-0, win or lose.
And that's where we are in the ninth. The Cubs' last 1-0 win was back on May 9th of 2007 against the Pirates. And Jason Marquis threw a complete game shutout for the Cubs. The Cubs have not shut out an opponent on the road yet this season. They've shut out 3 at Wrigley Field, but none on the road. They're going to take a shutout to the bottom of the ninth tonight. And at least a 1-run lead. 2-2 count now. And Aaron Miles. Did he? No. Going to third base umpire Mike Everett. A 3-2 to Aaron Miles. Chase angling towards left center to make the catch. Bell gets the leadoff man. Miles getting 7 pitches. And now Coy Hill, who came in as part of the double switch, and they brought in the new pitcher Marmol, who bats for the first time tonight.
McCoy Hill caught all 26 games when Soto was on the DL from July 7th to August 5th, so plenty of time behind the plate.
High strike, 0-1. He needs 3 pitches and only 3 pitches to dispose of Hill, and 2 down to the ninth.
He just challenges him, huh? Fastball, there it is. See how far you can hit it.
Top of the order, Kosuke Fukudome. Fukudome with a walk in the 7th. He's 0 for 3. He's lined out a couple of times. Once to Coos at third and once to the right fielder Kyle Blanks. Only run of this game scored in the Cubs' 8th inning. A leadoff triple from Derek Lee. He scored on an Aramis Ramirez single to left. 1 run, 6 hits for the Cubs. No runs, 4 hits for San Diego. Cubs have stranded 9. Padres have left only 3 on base. Padres have had 4 hits tonight. All singles if you take a look at that scorecard. You would see it's Headley, pinch hitter Rodriguez, Eck, and Blanks that have had the singles for the Padres. Al to Fukudome, 3-1. Belts it right center field and a long run. Venable brings up against the fence on a bounce, and Fukudome is at second with a 2-out double. With the fastball just to the right of dead center field. Fukudome's 27th 2-base hit of the season.
He gives this ball a pretty good ride, and you know what? He went out and got that pitch, straight fastball, outer half, and he beats the shift because this ball, as you look at Venable, looks like he was playing on the shortstop side of second base. That's a huge run out there for the Cubs.
The hitter is Milton Bradley. Takes a hack at the breaking ball and misses. Strike 1. Bradley with a double in the 6th. He was stranded at third base in that inning. He's also reached back in the 1st when he was hit by pitch. He tails outside, a ball and a strike. Fastball strike. Cardinals beat the Dodgers tonight 3-2, so St. Louis wins their 5th in a row, and the Cubs know that they need a win to stay 5 behind St. Louis. A 1-2 to Milton. Chased it up high, the 94-mile-per-hour heat, and strikes out. 2-out double by Fukudome. He's stranded. Cubs have left 10. Top of the order. Cabrera, Eck, and Adrian to face the Cubs closer Kevin Gregg. $12 for any Friday through Sunday regular season home game. Get your tickets early and safe. Go online to Padres.com. Bottom of the ninth. 1-0 Cubs. They bring in their closer, Kevin Gregg.
Well, Kevin Gregg, a fastball slider and a split, high 80s to low 90s. You get up there about 94. He struck out 58. He has walked 21. And how about this for a reliever? We know how tough it is to get that ERA down. You lowered his ERA from 6.06 to 3.88 in the last 39 outings. So he's done quite well to lower that ERA, but he does have 5 blown saves. 23 for 28 in the save category.
Right side, Lee, race to the bag, diving, out is the call. Cabrera nipped at the bag by the pitcher, Gregg.
I just really dislike it when guys slide into first base. I mean, the foot race is on. If Everett Cabrera is going to beat Kevin Gregg in a leg race, he's not going to slide, is he?
Just a way to get hurt.
Because you can actually see Kevin Gregg trying to. He's almost slowing down a little bit once he gets that baseball. Everett Cabrera's in a dead sprint.
That takes inside. The only way I can see it's good to head first slide is to avoid a
Collision.
That or the tags coming that way if you get under a tag.
Correct. Yep. Gregg was running straight up the line.
Right, yeah. He gave him an alley to go in standing up, of course. It takes a strike. 3-1. Runs it full. Worked 5 for 8 this year. And save opportunities involving a 1-run lead. And he walks Eckstein to put the potential tying run on. There's Adrian. Had a terrific road trip to Milwaukee and St. Louis. As a result, won the National League Player of the Week award handed out today. Had a 6-hit game in Milwaukee. Homered each of the last 2 games in St. Louis. 3 of the last 4 games he has homered. Tonight 0 for 3. And pops the first pitch up, shallow left field. Fox makes the catch, and that's a big out for Gregg and the Cubs to get Adrian Gonzalez for the second out of the ninth.
I think Adrian wants that pitch back, that at bat back possibly. First pitch breaking ball. Well, you know, it was middle in. It was definitely a hittable pitch.
Got under it. He's given up 11 out of the ballpark this year. Padres down to their last out. Headley 1 for 3 with a single. Off the outside edge, 2-0. Three and nothing. Rally caps on.
We need the magic shillelagh here. Bust out some wood.
Outside corner, a strike call. Padres down to their last strike. 1-0 Cubs. Tying run Eckstein at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, and a 3-2 coming to Chase Headley. Fouled the fastball back.
Had an elevated fastball, but away. I'm guessing if I'm Greg, I'm gonna keep the fastball away. Give him left field. Leave nothing soft, middle in, something they can jerk out of the ballpark.
Driven towards left center field. Fukudome won't get it. It splits the outfielders. He can't cut it off. It's dropped. Here comes Eck to tie this game at 1. Headley doubles at Eckstein.
Greg had the right idea, and he went right back to where he threw that last pitch that Chase fouled off. Did a nice job of taking that ball where it was pitched, finding the alley. We're tied.
Fox got a glove on it. He couldn't cleanly cut it off. Even had he, I don't think he was going to get Eck. He didn't have a legitimate shot. Now, Lou Piniella, about 2/3 of the way out to the mound. He crossed the foul line. Turns around, he comes back.
What is going on?
Nobody's up in the bullpen.
My goodness.
They don't fire Jerry Davis. I'm sure said, hey, that's a visit. You crossed the foul line. Going to walk Kuzman off.
What was that?
I have no idea what that was about. I think Bud's asking the same thing. Usually you just get 4 fingers from the dugout, right? Intentional walk to Kuzmanov puts 2 on, 2 outs for Kyle Blanks.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Two balls, strike 1, outside part to Kyle. It did look strike. Kyle is struck out, single to left and fly to right. Check, or did he? He did. The Wolf.
They got a break. Yep.
And 0-2, a ball and a strike. Blanks takes that rascal left center field. That's hit deep. Yeah. And the Padres are going to win this game. Kyle Blanks parks it out. Home run, 3-run shot. 4-1 San Diego, the final. Seventh of the year for Kyle Blanks. For the Padres, their 8th comeback win of the season. And San Diego takes game one of the three-game series with the Cubs, 4-1.
Some great extension from Kyle Blanks, getting it out at the end of the bat. He is so strong, this ball makes it over the wall. That is some kind of nice walk-off style.
RBIs 15, 16, and 17 for Kyle. And the Padres score 4 in the bottom of the ninth. We're down to their last strike before the Headley RBI double. And then win it on the Blanks 3-run home run. Some happy Padres will come back to wrap it up after this.